The Kent County Probate Court. Here's an overview giving you practical information when you're dealing with the probate court. Let's get right at it. The Kent County Probate Court is located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, of course, in Kent County. It's located at 180 Ottawa Avenue Northwest. It's a prominent building, very easy to find if you use a mapping software, and the building itself is the court building with all sorts of important municipal activity. It's located here on the map, of course, at the crossroads of two busy intersections, including the river, Grand River, that runs near the building. Pretty easy to find if you're familiar with Grand Rapids. There's plenty of parking both on the street as well as handicap accessible parking, as I've identified on this map, as well as parking spaces that are specifically allocated for long-term parking. Remember, when you go to any court, including the Kent County Probate Court, give yourself plenty of time. You don't want to feel rushed as you enter into the building. You need to go through security. Of course, the security mandates that you can't bring in any weapons, any sharp objects, anything that could be viewed as a threat to another party. Give yourself plenty of time, because often it's frustrating on a cold, wintry day when you make your way to the court, get to security, only to learn that you got to come back to your car to put your lighter or your keychain or something like that that has something that's prohibited. So what would bring you to the Kent County Probate Court? Well, understanding the difference between venue and jurisdiction will help understand what brought you to that court. For example, in a deceased probate estate, an estate that is being administered after somebody has died, the domicile of the person that died typically dictates the venue, that being those people who were domiciled in Kent County, the Kent County Probate Court would control. Jurisdiction relates to the types of filings. So for example, if you're involved in a criminal matter or bankruptcy matter, you wouldn't go to probate court. The jurisdiction of those courts would be in the criminal or circuit court, or in the case of a bankruptcy matter, the bankruptcy court. The probate court also addresses some trusts that either mandate court involvement because the trust provides for the supervision of the probate court, or trusts in which there is a dispute. Maybe a dispute about how the trust was created, how the trustee is behaving, or how the trust beneficiaries are interpreting the trust. These are all types of matters that could bring the probate court into a trust matter. The probate court also is involved in guardianships, and specifically for Kent County, guardianships in which the individual is a resident of Kent County. Now, guardianship relates to the care and well-being of an incapacitated individual. A conservatorship relates to an incapacitated individual or a person that needs assistance with financial affairs. So if a guardianship relates to care and well-being, conservatorship relates to the management of finances. The Kent County Probate Court is fortunate to have very experienced probate judges serving on behalf of the community. Chief Judge David M. Murkowski was appointed to the probate bench in January of 2008, a graduate of Western Michigan University. Chief Judge Pro Tem Terrence J. Ackert took the bench in September of 2015, a graduate of the University of Michigan and the University of Toledo College of Law. Judge Patricia D. Gallagher took the bench in January of 1997, having received both her undergraduate and law degree from the University of Michigan. Before becoming a judge, she was a family law and probate practitioner. And to round out the bench, Judge G. Patrick Hillary took the bench in January of 2001, a Ferris State University graduate and JD from Thomas Cooley School of Law. Other than going to court for hearings, many of the functions that you used to have to go to the probate court can be done without the necessity of actually traveling to the Kent County Probate Court. The Kent County Probate Court participates in a web system called accesskent.com, which you can access particular pieces of information, including the ability to get court forms as well as look up case information. So for example, if you're trying to identify docket information, hearing times, things like that, you can access the web portal to do so. Now, unfortunately, they charge for this service rather than, as some county probate courts provide it as free access. They charge for each name search $6. It's really a hefty charge for something that many courts around Michigan do not charge for. So to do so, go to accesskent.com and then go to the probate record search, click the search button that begins the search. You're going to have to pay a fee, and if you're a regular user, you can actually create a business account there. Now, in addition to this information, accessing certain court forms can also occur through this website, as well as some really relevant information about some of the inner workings of the probate court. So for example, knowing who the judges are, knowing certain filing fees, certain processes that the probate court requires. This website will be the launching pad for that information. Another important piece of information that many people are curious about relates to the cost to file various things at the probate court. Now, some of the most common expenses include the filing of a petition for guardianship or conservatorship, as well as opening or commencing a deceased probate estate. Another common filing is the beginning of a developmental disability guardianship. Now, the common expenses are reflected here, and to receive up-to-date information regarding the filing fees, then simply visit the accesskent.com website to get relevant information and up-to-date information regarding filing fees. Now, understand that even the filing fees here don't tell the whole story. So for example, if you're opening a deceased probate estate, you're also going to need a letter of authority, and you're going to probably need to publish. Those are expenses that you may not recognize when you're beginning this probate process. So to best understand the totality of the expenses, contact the probate court or contact a probate practitioner that can really give you a full picture of the expenses related to the administration of the various filings that you may be involved in. The Kent County Probate Court is a busy probate court. The state of Michigan publishes each year a case report summary that identifies the volume of cases that are occurring within that probate court. Now, Kent County, having a very large population, simply is a reflection, the court is a reflection of its large population. So in this case, Kent County administered 922 deceased probate estates in 2019. Adult guardianships represented 836, minor guardianships 319, adult conservatorships 217, and minor conservatorships 59. A total of 4,911 within their caseload. It's really quite large. If you go a little bit lower into this caseload summary, it identifies the total files that are within the system. So for example, the total adults that have a guardian that exists at the end of December 31 at the year ending before 2019 concluded represented 2,146. Those with a conservatorship, 753, and minors with a guardian rounding out at 1,000. It's just a lot of files. So what does this say? Well, it tells you that if you go to the Kent County Probate Court, just understand that you're one of many files that the court is managing and addressing. So the docket is quite heavy, and just be prepared to understand and be patient, as the court may not be familiar always with your particular circumstances. So what does this all mean? Having a good understanding of probate and the Kent County Probate Court, what can that do to assist you if you're in need of dealing with affairs at the Kent County Probate Court? Well, the first piece of advice that I would give to you, whether you were dealing with Kent County or any county in any court system, is to work with a skilled, capable probate and trust practitioner, an attorney that you can relate to, that you can have good, healthy conversations about your particular matter. Going through the probate court can be daunting, confusing, scary, and really emotional. Most people don't want to navigate through that system alone. If you've got questions relating to probate issues, the Kent County Probate Court, or any matters, we're happy to have that conversation with you. Give us a call at 833-PROBATE or visit us at theprobatepro.com.